Girl, you make me go so loco, loco, make me go crazy. We would make a beautiful baby. Knock on wood, is you trying to date me? Is it yes, is it no?
Okay, hi you guys. Welcome back to my channel. I don't think I've ever said that before, so I don't even know why I just said it. But as you can see by the story time, we're gonna be talking about the time I got stalked by a married couple, and it's still kind of happening. So this is gonna be like a multi-part story time. So we're just gonna jump into it. I'm gonna skip like most of the beginning. So let me sum it up how I even met one person. And this person, we're gonna name them Brick. So I met Brick in a Facebook group. I had commented on like their picture because they posted a picture of some food, and then we just started chatting from there. It wasn't anything like serious. They were mostly per usual with like people I meet. It's just like talking about our own like individual relationships. And at the time, I had broken up with Rose, but like we were still like messing around and stuff. They told me one day that they were with someone who they thought was their wife. Turns out it wasn't their wife, so they ended up leaving home. I guess the wife, and we're gonna name her Fish, ended up like lying and saying that they were married somehow, but turns out that they really weren't legally married after all these years that they were together. And I don't know, it was weird, ain't none of my business. So I randomly got a message from Fish, and Fish was like, hey, have you seen Brick? I have no idea where they are, blah blah. And then Fish is the one who told me that they weren't really married. So I was just like, okay, I don't know. Anyway, fast forward, me and Brick, we are just friends, and they wanted to come and see me. So I told them that they could come over and like spend the night or stay a few days. So they did. And they came over. But before they came over, they told me, obviously I saw what they looked like, but they were like saying that they were like 5'5" or something, and like 200 pounds, and they were not 200 pounds, and they were literally like 5 feet tall, which like, so they were lying about things that like I would obviously like find out about, because it's like, you can't like lie like significantly about your height. Like if I was like, oh, I'm 5'6", but I'm actually 5'4", like I could probably like finagle that, like just stand up a little straighter. But like, you telling me that you're 5 inches taller than what you really are, you're shorter than me, and it wasn't working. So then I let them stay. They stayed for a few days. And this is a few months later, by the way. This isn't just like the next day. But when they were here, they wanted me to smoke with them and like trees. And I knew that they had a little bit of a Coca-Cola problem. And or maybe I should name them Cola. I'm gonna name them Pepsi. Okay, I'm gonna name Pepsi instead of Brick. That's better. They also wanted me to like sniff with them, but I was just like, I don't know. Anyway, so I smoked with them, and as soon as I smoked, and they rolled up like in the bathroom, so I was in like the other room. I had never felt the way that I felt when I smoked whatever they gave me, like the trees. Usually when I smoke, I am just like extremely like relaxed. But this time when I did it, like the room was spinning, like I was laughing and giggly. So I don't know if they like sprinkled my shit with some stuff, but like I was acting totally different. But anyway, fast forward, it's like night 2, and they also, keynote, when they came in and they told me, obviously I had like seen what they look like, and we had video chatted before, so like, but they would only show themselves from right here. Anyway, they came in, they sat on the couch, they broke my fucking couch. They broke my fucking couch. Mind you, I've had me and my ex would sit on the couch together. Me, my mom, and my son would sit on this couch together. My son would be jumping up and down that couch. So the fact that they sat on it by themselves and my couch completely, like, it sloped over. Like, I told my mom eventually, and she's like, you still need to send them an invoice, because she's like, why, how are you just gonna be breaking property? And they acted like nothing happened. So I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, they broke my fucking couch. So then it's night 2, and I don't know, it's just a regular day. I still have to work, so I'm not really engaging with them. They brought their like game console, so they were like playing the game the entire day. And they would do like weird shit, like come into, because I had my setup in the kitchen at the time, and they would come into the kitchen like with just a sports bra on and like their stomach hanging over, and would be like, feel my stomach. Like, I don't know why. They would like grab my hands and like put it on their stomach, like the under part, and I would just be like, I have a meeting. Yeah. I'm super distant because like they're just weird. Like, and I don't know, I don't know how to like tell them you need to get the fuck out of here, you know? So I'm just like, okay, it's only one more night, whatever. So I'm like half sleep, you know, when like you could still hear things or whatever. So my phone is like blowing up. And I'm like, what the fuck? But like, I'm not about to like reach over and like grab it. They get up and they grab my phone and they walk out of the room. So I don't say anything because I'm just like, okay. They were out there for like 10 or 15 minutes, and well, what it felt like. And then they came back in and into the room, and then they like got the rest of their stuff and they went back in the living room to go to sleep. But they like came in the room to give me the phone back, or put the phone back down where it was. So I wake up the next morning and I look at my phone. I have 0 notifications. I asked them, I'm like, did you like go into my phone? They were like, oh yeah, like I saw you put in your code and I just went in there and I just, you know, answered the phone. I was like, who was it? They told me that they went in my phone and like deleted them, and it was just their sister. Turns out it was actually Fish that was calling Pepsi and was like trying to figure out where they were, like, and saying like, oh, I know they're with you, blah blah blah. And I'm like confused because I skipped over a lot because it's just a lot. It's just a long story because it was like years long of like stalking. So they were saying that like they're already, Fish was just like, when they initially contacted me a few days after I first met Pepsi, they were saying that, you know, we aren't really married. I already like have somebody else, blah blah blah. So if you wanted them, you could have them, but I just want to be sure that they're still there for my kids. And I'm like, I don't know them, so there's that. And I didn't want them. I never wanted them. But anyway, fast forward, they leave and Fish starts messaging me, and obviously now they're not here to delete the messages. So I'm obviously getting them, and they're saying things like, that Pepsi will never want you, like they'll always be here. And I was just like, okay. And after like a few messages, like they were like threatening me, like saying that they would kill me, and like it was just like getting ridiculous. And I would block them because like when I'll go back and forth if it's like petty and stupid, like just to make you seem stupid, because like I don't want them, like whatever. But when you start like threatening my life, it's like, okay, block. So I would block them. They would make another account and they would say like the same thing. I would block them again, and I'd be like, okay, bitch, you need professional help. I remember one time I sent them like an actual like address, like a mental health facility, to them, because like you're really like doing the most. And I guess Pepsi had taken pictures of me while they were here and I didn't know. Like, I wasn't even looking at the camera. It would be like me turned around, like me reaching in the oven, and like they had taken pictures of me. And like Fish would like send the pictures to me, like, oh, I know like what you look like, I know what your home looks like, I have your address, like, and they like wrote out the address and all. Like, obviously I'm posting screenshots, so you'll see all of this. Texted Pepsi and I was like, bro, I'm not with the weird crazy shit, like I'm not with it. Like, I don't know why the fuck you gave her my fucking address, but like you're weird. Like, who does that? So then Pepsi was like telling me, like, look, like, I know like she's like doing too much, like I'm sorry. And I don't know why I always run into people who have like an ex or something who always does the most. You're fucking 40 doing all this. Like, Pepsi was younger than her, and like the bitch was 40 with like 5 kids. So I was just like, bro, like, you're doing a lot. I made chips. Anyway, so Pepsi ends up telling me, look, I'm just about to work things out with her, like, and I was just like, okay. Yeah, anyway, like I said, I'm skipping over a lot because it was just like a lot of back and forth. And Fish literally, and this is no exaggeration at all, like I'll put like the screen recording, they literally made at least 24 Instagram accounts just to like tell me that they hated me and that they have my address and that they'll kill me and blah blah blah, and talking shit about my son, like saying that I'm ugly. But you know what was weird as fuck? Like, this is the weirdest thing ever, okay? So I've had people tell me that I'm ugly. Like, I've had people tell me that I'm ugly, like when they're mad, and then turn around and be like, you weren't really ugly, like I was just mad, blah blah. Fish, the bitch would say I was ugly, right? But then would turn around in another message and be like, you're an ugly ass bitch, but you're so pretty, I would fuck you and eat you out. And clearly like a similar like type of comment thing was like said before with Stank in a previous story time, which I just don't get. Like, if I'm ugly, right? I'm ugly, I'm raggedy, I'm all these things. Why do you want to fuck me? Fast forward. This is like some months now, and this is like a lot of back and forth. I am getting messages from one of Pepsi and Fish's friends, I guess, and they sent me a link to like a blog that Fish did, and in the blog Fish is talking about, oh, I hate Mel, like she's like putting my name in it, like I hate Mel, like she ruined my life, like my woman told me that she has feelings for her, and I'm like, if she has, I don't speak to her. I don't speak to Pepsi anymore at this point, because like I said, when you start threatening my life, like everybody's cut off. Fast forward, I end up getting with my partner. Out of the blue, Pepsi, mind you, this is a few months later, and I have various screenshots of all this. So I'm sorry if it's too much, but I really just want to like get to like the meat and the potatoes of everything. Even though that was also meat and potatoes, but it was mostly just like ruckus. I get with my partner, I get a message from Pepsi out of the blue, and they're talking about how they really need to go to a mental health facility and, you know, whatever. So I'm not like rude. I'm not about to be like, okay, weird ass bitch, yeah, you do. So I am telling them, I'm like, okay, like, you know, you don't have to talk about it with me, but like, you know, if you need anything, let me know, basically. So they were telling me that like I guess they're now actually married at this point. I don't fucking know, but they're like, okay, well, my wife, she makes fun of me because I told her I was going. My sister made fun of me. My friends made fun of me for saying that I needed to go. But like, I reached out to you because I knew that you were not going to make fun of me for saying that I needed like some mental health like support. I didn't really fuck with Pepsi like that. Like, If they wanted to talk to me for any other thing, I wouldn't have. But since it was mental health, I was like, okay. But because I'm like, clearly you gave this bitch my phone number. You gave her my address. Like, you told her my name too. That's how she was even able to find me and make all these accounts. So like, bitch, you're messy too. Anyway, so Pepsi, they're like, hey, well, I'm on my way now to the facility. And they're like, you know, if you don't believe me, we can video chat, but like, can you stay on the phone with me? Like, I'm really stressed and I just really need that motivation to actually just walk in the door. So I was like, okay, like, that's not a problem. I can, sure. I stay on the phone with them. And, you know, they obviously have to like do some check-in stuff, so they couldn't be on the phone the entire time when they're in the facility, but I stayed on the phone the entire time they were on the bus going there. So then when they had to check in, I got off the phone and I was like, you know, you can text me, you know, I'll respond. I might be busy, work, or whatever the case. But, you know, I think I called my partner and I told her, you know, and I had told her like about the stalker bitch and whatnot, and like, yeah, so she was aware. So I told her, yeah, like Pepsi called me and they were saying that like they needed some mental health stuff. So I just got off the phone with them. They were taking the bus and they just wanted like somebody to support them for walking into the building. And they weren't upset. They were just like, okay, like just bitch tread lightly, basically. So I did just that. And while I'm on the phone with my partner, Pepsi is calling me and I'm like, I didn't answer because like I'm on the phone. I get online. So I have my partner on speaker and then I get online and I see that Pepsi is on live, and we were in the same, we weren't friends on Facebook anymore, but we were in like a similar, or in one of, we were in like a group of like LGBT people. So they were in it and I saw they were on live and I was like, I was on the phone. I'm like, baby, hold on. I was like, just be quiet for a second. And she was like, okay, what's going on? I'm like, the bitch is on live in a mental health facility. I just want to see what the fuck like she about to say. So I like, you still hear audio on Facebook, obviously. I'm sure y'all know that. I put on the audio and they're talking about this bitch. She said she was gonna be here for me, and like she was just on the phone with me. Now I know she talking to some other bitch, like her new bitch. And my guy had posted up like my partner like on YouTube before, so obviously like if they were watching, which they were, they would have seen her. So they're like, yeah, like she's the reason why I'm in here in the first place, and she just abandoned me in this facility. She said she was gonna be here for me, blah, blah, blah. Mind you, we had just gotten off the phone, like I don't even think it had been 30 minutes prior. They were talking about like, yep, I planned on like unaliving myself, like I was about to get a rope and do blah blah blah. And I'm like, what are you like, what? Mind you, we hadn't spoken in months, because I cut her off since you and fucking fishy ass was on some weird shit. So the fuck, you're weird. And like, listen, I was mostly confused because if I'm all that, if I am the reason you're in there, we haven't spoken in months at this point. It's been like 3 or 4 months since we last spoken. And I am the reason that you're in there, right? Why would you call me? You just said, I know that you care about me, or like, I know that like you won't make me feel bad for going here. Like, so if I'm all that, right? If I'm the reason, why would you call me to be on the phone with you? Does that make sense? So I text them and I'm like, bitch, you're weird. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, bitch, I dare you to name me by name. Like, what the fuck? Like, you really sat up there on live. You're really sitting up there on live talking about how I'm the reason that you're in there. But whole time you're over here asking me to be the one to support you while you're on this mental health journey, and you're the one saying that your family and your wife don't even support you and they're making fun of you for going. Bitch, fuck you. You're a fucking weirdo. When I tell you they jumped off that live so quick, and they started texting me, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I was just emotional. You didn't answer the phone. I just wanted your attention. I'm like, no, bitch, fuck you. You're weird. And it's solidified. Like, you have no idea what the fuck I was doing. I could have been in the fucking shower. I could have been making dinner. And you're over here jumping on live saying that I'm the reason that you're in there. And they were like, no, you're not the reason. You know you're not the reason. Like, I was really just trying to get your attention. And I'm like, well, you got it. And now you're fucking blocked. So, toodaloo. The fuck? Yeah. Then it's like after I blocked them, that just lit a fuse in the both of them. So at that point, I was completely over it. Like, and I'm super nice. Like, it takes a lot for me to like block somebody, but yeah, they got blocked. Okay, cool. I now at this point I'm living my life and, you know, enjoying my relationship, like just living my life. Like, they weren't bothering me at this point. And then I started getting texts of like D pics. And I don't like the look of penis. So I'm over here just like, oh, I got an attachment. Click on it and I'm like, ah! Like, I throw my phone up in the air like I'm freaked out. And then I would get texts like, hey, this is Pepsi. Like, I'm so sorry for everything that's happened. Like, over the past, at this point, it's probably been like a year. I'm sorry for everything that's happened over the past year. Like, can you like please forgive me? Like, I miss you so much. Like, I miss when we met and like you hugged me. Like, I miss like how you smell. Like, just weird shit. And I'm like, so I'm like freaked the fuck out, and I'm like, bro, like, you're really doing the most, like the most. And I don't know if like Fish had like seen their text to me, because it was like a different number. That's why they were like, oh, this is so and so, because I had blocked them on everything. And yeah, I don't know if Fish saw that they were like messaging me or something, but like I got a random ass Snapchat and I knew it was her. Like, it either had to be her, or it either had to be Fish or it had to be Pepsi, because like there was no like in between. Like, nobody else like was like bothering me. Like, they didn't have like other friends like messaging me. It was always just those two. So I got a text with a picture, like a snap with a picture of the outside of my house, and I got a snap of a video, and it was a video of like, it was clearly like Fish's hand, and it had a ring on it, a plastic ass ring, saying that like, you know, I have her, you need to leave her alone. And I'm like, bro, I'm not messaging her. Like, that's what was irritating me. It's like, this person, this weird ass bitch, is like telling me I need to leave alone this round ass bitch, and I'm not reaching out. I don't have feelings. I'm literally just living my life. And I was getting messages saying, it was a video of like the ring, or a picture of the ring, and then it was a video of someone talking about, you know how you can get away with unaliving someone, you stab them in the chest with an ice pick. And I was just like, all right, that's it. Like, I was done. I was over it. So then I filed a restraining order because it was just getting ridiculous. And like, I went to court and everything, and it was, yeah, I went through that whole process of like getting the restraining order put against them, because it was just like ridiculous in place. So like, yeah, it's in place. All right, now we're gonna fast forward to my partner's birthday, and I felt so bad. So It's my partner's birthday. I flew home because that's where she was stationed at the time. And I flew home to my home state and I spent like a few days with her. I set up like a whole birthday thing. Like I really wanted her to enjoy her birthday because I don't know, she was there by herself and I really just wanted her to like, you know, like I wanted to give her everything that she wanted. So cool. We're enjoying ourselves, like enjoying each other's company and just living life. So we're sitting on her couch. I don't know, I think we're probably watching like a bad movie or something, or maybe we're watching Soul Food, I don't remember. So we're watching a movie and then she goes on her phone and she turns to me and she's like, Mel, what the fuck? So I'm like, I thought that it was something with her family. So I'm like, baby, what's up? And she's like, I just got a DM. And I'm like, oh, who'd you get a DM from? Like, let me see. And she was like, are you cheating on me? And I was like, my like whole joy just like flung out of my body. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Because now you're pissing me off. Like now, like, I'm like, please don't piss me off right now. Like, I literally just, this whole birthday, like, banner, balloons, everything, like, custom cake, like, I did the most, and you really about to come with me, like, with the bullshit? Like, I'm like, I was like, why are you starting mess? She's like, I'm not starting shit. I got a DM saying that someone is fucking you, and they gave me the phone, and they're like, so this ain't you? It was a picture of me and I just had my underwear on and like a shirt, like I was like in the middle of changing. It was weird as fuck. So it had to be the stalker bitch before like I even met my partner. So I'm like, baby, like that's me, but that's not like me now. Like that's me, that's my ass. Those are my boy shorts. But that's not like, you know, like I'm trying to like reassure, because mind you, this is on my partner's birthday, telling her like, bro, like I love you, you're my wife, like I'm not cheating on you. Why the fuck would I cheat on you? For one? Two, I'm not about to cheat on you with that bitch. It's like, I'm not trying to ruin your birthday. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so apologetic to her, because when people started getting looped into this stalker shit, which we will get into, I just felt like bad as fuck, because I'm like, bro, like, I don't know, be weird to me, I guess, but like, don't start including like my fucking family. Then after I say this, then I'm gonna leave it off, because I do want to get my mom on my channel through video, of course, because we are long distance, but I do want to get her perspective, because she is the one who ended up telling me about something else that happened. So get back home, I'm living my life, and I get a DM and it's like, oh, I'm glad you're home. So I'm just like, bro, what the fuck? And at the time I had a blog. I had a blog and I had it for like 2 years, and I didn't get a lot of traction on the blog because like ain't nobody trying to read a blog. People don't read anymore, so I wasn't thinking anything of it. So I'll post like pictures on there, or like, I just got home, like I'm so glad to be home, like I'm so glad that like she enjoyed her birthday. Like I would just blog like about whatever was on my mind. I get a message like, oh, I'm so glad you're home, like I've been waiting for you to come home. And I'm like, bro, like this is fucking ridiculous. And obviously it's from like a spam ass account, because punk ass bitch. I just ignore it, because like I just ignore it, because I already knew who it was. It was either Pepsi or fucking Fish, or the both of them sitting there together, like enjoying, like being weird as fuck. And then I started getting messages on my Tumblr, and I would get like texts from other numbers like, why did you abandon me? Like, we were friends, like why did you abandon me? And stuff like that. So I was just over it, because like y'all are like a weird ass couple. Like y'all are weird as fuck. Okay. Anyway, so they were still with the antics and I was over it. I wasn't responding. So a few months later, or maybe it was a few weeks later, I get a message from my mom and she was like asking, did you make another Facebook account? And I'm like, huh? Like, no, like I just have this one that like I'm talking to you on, like. And she was like, I just got a request from another Facebook account and there's pictures of you on there, but I had to ask if it was you. I just want to be sure that it wasn't you. But I got a message, I think she said that she got a message request or something, and she got like a friend request from the account saying that it was me. And obviously we all know who it was. And then I got a DM from some old church members like, is this you? If not, I'm gonna report them because like this is like weird as fuck. This is scary as fuck. And I'm like, bro, like please report it. Like that's not me. And then yeah, so after that, I am gonna leave it off here because I want my mom to tell from her point of view what she was experiencing and what she saw when it came to that other Facebook account and other Instagram accounts of me as well. So we're gonna film a part 2. This whole situation has been long and a mess and it's been ridiculous, and the fact that like authorities needed to be involved just like should, I know I didn't go over everything because there's so much, but like I post like as many screenshots as I could without doing too much and stuff like that, because it was mostly just a lot of threats. But you know, they started like threatening my life and I was over it. But yeah, so they're still like stalking me to this day, but like I moved away and like nobody knows where I live or anything like that. So that's just that. So I feel perfectly fine. And yep, that's the end of this video. Stay tuned for part 2 of I was stalked by a fucking sloppy ass married couple. And I will see you guys in the next one.